Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be doing some bush hogging in a field and a trail across the street from my house. There's a couple hundred acres of wildlife management area over there that I maintain. And this is the first time I'm going to be mowing the trail over in that area since last fall. So I've got my bush hog out. This is a 6-foot unit. And I've just gone through and checked everything. I've greased the PTO joints and topped off the oil in the gearbox. And so we're ready to go. I thought this would be a good video to make. You can come along for the ride and see what's going on and what the mowing is all about. It's a neat place. Often see a lot of wildlife over there. But today's a really good day to mow because we just had a lot of rain over the weekend, and that means the dust is going to be really knocked down for the next day or so. And it's also a cool day. It's going to be in the 80s today, and so between the rain and the dust and the temperature, this was just a perfect time to get out there and do some mowing. So stick around and we'll get started. All right, so before we get started, I want to do a few how-to tips and tricks like I usually do with tractor videos. And if you haven't already, look for some of my previous videos on tips and tricks for operating compact tractors. Today we're going to get specific about operating a bush hog. And that's what I've got back here, a 6-foot bush hog. And in some of the earlier videos, I tried to stress the importance of ballast on a tractor, keeping everything balanced. Previously, we talked about it, focus on lifting stuff in the front loader and putting ballast on the rear. But when you're operating a large, heavy bush hog like this, you actually kind of have to think about it the other way around. You want to make sure you have some weight on the front of the tractor. So if you have a front loader, leave it on. You know, you could take off your bucket, you could take off your forks, but you want to leave that front loader on to give you some front ballast to offset this rear bush hog. Alternately, a lot of people will hang suitcase weights off the front of their tractor. Same purpose there. You're just trying to keep the tractor balanced and ballasted when you have this heavy implement here on the back. Now, in terms of maybe more specifically what I like to put on the front of the tractor, over the years I've found that it's beneficial to have something that I can lower in front of me into deep grass. So if there's any obstacles, if there's any wildlife, this time of year we have to worry about fawns down in the grass. It's good to have something in front of the tractor that I can lower to kind of push on that grass. If there's any saplings, it'll knock them over. If there's any wildlife, it'll kind of spook them and get them out of the way. So I like to leave something on the front. And what I found works best for me is to leave the pallet forks on the front because I can see through them. I have really good visibility. And then with the forks themselves attached to the rack, that gives me another 40-something inches reach out in front to spook off wildlife and things like that. So that's one of the considerations when you're mowing is, you know, what do you want on the front of the tractor? Well, what are you going to be running into? Is it saplings? Is it stumps? Is it wildlife? And in those cases, it kind of helps to have something up front. Like the loader, the bucket, the forks, to project out ahead a little bit. Now, one last thing I want to talk about before we get out there and mow has to do with dust and chaff that's going to come off of the grass that you're mowing. And I cannot tell you how many people I've talked to that have overheated their tractor. Some people have overheated their engine and caused permanent damage because they let the radiator screen get clogged up with chaff and dust from mowing. They weren't paying attention to their temperature gauge, and by the time they realized something was wrong, it was too late. So when you're mowing, keep an eye on your temperature gauge, and then periodically stop, take a look at your screens on the side of the tractor, take a look at your radiator screens, blow them out if necessary, because it's just such a common occurrence to clog up the cooling system on the tractor with dust or chaff and overheat that, you know, we know this is going to happen, so be proactive about it and check all that. Now today, we just had a lot of rain this weekend, and I'm not going to worry about dust. And this time of year, I'm not really going to worry about chaff coming off of the grasses that are out there. So I'm really only going to check this at the end and blow it out. But different times of the year, under different conditions, I will actually carry a leaf blower with me, I'll strap it on the front or even strap it on the back here. And pretty much after every field I go through, I'm going to open the hood and blow everything out regardless, just because I know under those different conditions, it's more important of an issue. So I think that covers most of what I wanted to talk about. So now we're ready to head out and do some mowing.